Yeah, I mean, the scarier part is now for me to see that now that that's gone, what do they supplement that with in the United States? Fentanyl. You know, and that also goes back to, you know, our next conversation of how scary fentanyl is in any type of illegal drug, marijuana, cocaine it's in. You know, you can't find someone going into a treatment facility that has heroin in their system anymore. It's all fentanyl. For years, you can't find heroin in anyone's system. Heroin doesn't exist. It's fentanyl.
That's wild.
So the hard part is
But
that
it's cheaper
it's cheaper and 10 times stronger.
and easier,
right?
easier to get, easier to
to
make.
get.
Yeah.
I mean, and the thing is, you know, the major pharmacies out there that control the country knew how bad it was with the amount of prescriptions going out the door, right? They knew how much of an epidemic it was causing. They didn't stop it. We also know what epidemic that we're in now. I heard something really interesting the other day, and if we had a 747 carries 195 people. If we had a 747 crash every day in the United States, do you think we would hear about it? No, but that's how many people die a day from fentanyl. So that's the reality of it. Because they're drug addicts, they deserve to fucking die. No, they're probably drug addicts because some doctor put them.
If planes were dropping out of the sky if one plane a day was dropping.
Yep.
Yeah, it would.
It'd be a big issue, right?
It'd be an issue. Yeah.
But the thing is that now that, and you and I both, especially your world, you have dear friends that have been hooked on painkillers and they were not drug addicts.
I literally the last podcast, I think it's 082 with John Stevens, another teammate of mine.
Yep.
Very heavy podcast.
That was
Very, very heavy podcast. I talked to him about his transition out, his injuries, and getting addicted to pain meds, and then everything he had to go through to kind of get through that. And I was kind of right there by his side as he was going through it, and it was rough, man. It was rough.
I mean,
yeah.
So there's a lot of people out there that decide that they're going to try heavy drugs young, right? And good family, bad family, doesn't make a difference, right?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. They
don't. People
it's not like the drug gets to pick who they get to destroy their life with, you know. No. And then you have the person that was a pro athlete and in massive amounts of pain, or as far as I'm concerned, your world's full of pro athletes too. Yeah. And or a businessman that, you know, falls on ice and breaks their hip, or an 80-year-old person, you know, pain management their entire life. And unfortunately, when the drugs stop working, they look for other things, and that's why we're seeing such massive amounts of ODs.
Are you build up a tolerance to it, and it's not causing the pain, so they add a little more, and then add a little more, and then
and then all of a sudden you're buying more scripts because of the pain, and then all of a sudden someone introduces you to fentanyl, and then all of a sudden you're fucking dead.
I wonder what the percentage is, and it's got to be out there. The percentage of people that start out, you know, an injury, surgery, something that. Then they start out as scripted pain med that's somewhat manageable, and then they self-medicate with more. And then what is the percentage of people that switch to black market
fentanyl,
heroin, whatever?
The crazy thing is fentanyl is black market if you buy it black market, right? But they use fentanyl, right, in the hospitals, and you know, if you get a taste of fentanyl or morphine in the hospital, and then you come out and you get handed 5 milligrams of Oxycontin with 325 milligrams of acetaminophen in it, it really isn't doing the trick.
Right.
You're chasing that first pain relief, right?
Yeah.
And it's scary, and you know, with the amount of veterans that we're working with now, I was just up north in an area up north, and I got to meet with some older vets. Gulf War, Iraq, you know, so on and so forth, and spent a few days with them back and forth, and got to get to know a few of them. They opened up to me, and the majority of them were on some type of pain management, and I explained to them how, guys, you know, at this point, that drug really isn't really doing too much for you, and the anti-inflammatory factors in 800 milligram ibuprofen and some testosterone probably would outweigh what you're taking now, and quite frankly, you can't even go away for a week and a half to 2 weeks because if your script runs out, you get sick and you're married to that prescription.